sort of caused Andre to sort of be a little bit distracted, a bit concerned about the crowd sort of getting at him because of this?
I don't know. That can happen. The best thing is to look at the goals and all the actions that Andre had in the game. To talk with Vital and Craig and try to. This is the best way to help any player, is to focus on the game, what happened, what we need to improve, and then put the player again.
Oh. Ruben, Andre always seems to be quite an upbeat, kind of positive character. How was he feeling after that? Is he down or what's...
No, I didn't see him, but to be honest with you, I used these minutes to try to calm down, to come here to say the right things. But it's normal. I think I felt really quiet, the dressing room, and that is a good thing. We draw away in Europe. That is always hard, but the team is suffering, but we need to change that, and we have the opportunity to change, so let's focus on that. Rob.
I know that obviously the focus is going to be on Andre, but is that a little bit disappointing for you? Because otherwise the game, you seem in control, you've created chances, you're ahead in stoppage time. You're having to sort of talk about mistakes when the rest of it is quite good and you can see that progress.
Yeah, that is clear, but we need to have results. We are talking about the performance, we are improving, we are being consistent. That is, I think that is clear for everybody, but then we need to win, and we had the game under control. But the good thing is that the last play before the goal was one play when we want to make the third goal, and sometimes you can keep the ball, but I really like it, that energy from the team to score another goal. But again, that can happen. We need to focus on changing that on next Thursday.
Ruben, I just want to ask about Lenny Yoro's performance tonight, because he took a lot of responsibility on and off the ball.
Yeah, it's really good. He's really confident. I think he's improving the physicality. It was something that he was struggling. He didn't have pre-season, so we had to maintain Lenny, sometimes with a little bit problems, and we start again. So we are seeing all the work that all the staff is doing with Lenny. He feels more at home in Carrington, in our club. So you can see that he's a top player.
Good goal from Joshua Zirkzee after a phenomenal Bruno Fernandes goal. We actually thought after your press conference comments yesterday that you would start with Zirkzee. Is there a particular reason you decided not to and to go with Højlund?
Sometimes the most important players sometimes in the game is the guys that come inside during the game. So he did this job quite well. But again, Rasmus, especially during the first half, he did a lot of runs and pushed the team forward in one moment that we were struggling to find the right moment to press the opponent. So he did his job, and then Josh did a great goal and also did a great job when he was inside of the pitch.
Hi Ruben, in the last round you drew away against Sociedad, won at home at Old Trafford. I mean, how do you see the tie now? Do you feel that with the second leg at home you've got the advantage?
No, I think it's 50-50, and then we have to be really smart in the next round, because we are going to play at home in our stadium with our fans, and they will give us energy. But at the same time, this team of Lyon wants to push us to make possession near the box, to have a lot of space to make transition. So the next stage we need to play, of course, with our heart. We have to think a lot during the game. So it's a really difficult match, but again, we are playing with our fans, and we play when we play at home, we play with one more player.
So I was just going to say, and you said you hadn't spoken to Andre yet. When you do speak to him, what are you going to say? Nothing.
We have training, go with Vital, and we deal with that. So I'm really natural. That can happen with any player. We will try to help there's nothing I can say to Andre in this moment that would help him. So the most important thing is to be natural, and then when the time comes, I will choose the best 11 to play. But I'm really confident in Andre.
That concludes the post-match section. We'll now take some questions to preview our Premier League game against Newcastle on Sunday. Chris.
Hi, Ruben. Obviously, Josh
had a tough time against Newcastle last time out in December. He brought him off after about 33 minutes, I believe. That was a really hard moment for him. Since then, he's come back. He scored some big goals for me, a big penalty, of course, in the Arsenal shootout. Obviously, he's shown great character to come back from that, yeah?
Yes, he is doing a great job, but also a very important thing was the way the fans react after that incident. So if you see every time, even if Josh is not playing, every time he gets on the pitch or just warming up, our fans sing the Josh song. So that is massive for the players. So it's 50-50. 50 part of the fans and 50% part of Josh.
And from your point of view, what did you do after that game to help bring him back up to being in a better kind of frame of mind?
The same thing. I explained the situation because as a former player, I wanted to hear some explanation sometimes from the coaches, and I'm really open on that. I just want to help the team, and then work with him, all the work that all the staff is doing with him and is improving, and then put him to play. And this is the only way to show confidence to the player.
Samuel.
Hi, Ruben. When the club got to the last stage of the Europa League under Jose Mourinho, he started to rotate heavily in Premier League games because there wasn't a lot to play in them. Are you likely to do that similarly now where these Europa League games become more critical? But
there's a great responsibility. We don't have a team that is really big to do that. And then we have some players that I know that cannot make like 90 minutes in this moment still. We have to be careful. So we will try to address all these subjects in the game against Newcastle. But we have a great responsibility when we play any game. So I will try to look at that. That is for sure, but we have to face Newcastle. Can be competitive to win the game.
Will you roughly have the same squad as tonight for that game on Sunday?
Sorry?
Will you have pretty much the same squad, or will some players come back?
No, I think it's the same squad.
Simon.
What do you make of Newcastle at the moment, the form they're in? And you indicated before the derby that, as Samuel alluded to, you might have to rotate. You're going to have to prioritise next Thursday with the game as it is.
Yeah, sometimes winning games is the best way of preparing the next one. Of course, I'm going to be careful with some players, but again, we need to be competitive. And when you are playing for Manchester United, you go to thinking in the next one. So we are going to face this one, and then we'll have 3 days. We are going to prepare the game more in the way without a lot of run, a lot of training. It's just recovering, and then we will be fine on Thursday with our fans. But we need to face Newcastle in a way that we can win the game.
What do you make of Newcastle and the threats that they pose in particular?
Everything. They have top players, really good on set pieces, the physicality, the way they run and recover when they are beaten in the first pressure. So they are a team that play together for a while. So they won a title that was really emotional for everybody. You can see it during that week. But again, we have to think in our team the way we want to play these kind of games, and we are being more consistent in the way we play the game. So we'll try to do the same on Sunday.
Paul. Ruben, just on Bruno Fernandes, he's played pretty much every minute this season. I think he's played his last 20 matches he started. Does it come to a point where, obviously, you've got to look at the Europa League and next week, do you think you can take him out of the Newcastle game, or is he someone that demands to play every game?
It's an evaluation. We'll make this evaluation with all the staff, with all the data that we have. And then, because we know already the players, we will try to protect that ones that it will be hard to make a lot of games. But Bruno Fernandes is playing all the time, and is playing better all the time. Sometimes this kind of player has to play in every match, but we will address that in this day that we have to prepare.
Okay, the Newcastle questions are embargoed until tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. I think a local media question. We'll take one more as a final question on post-match.
All right. Lastly, you spoke about Onana, and let's talk about Ireland now. He hasn't been able to score goals, as you expect. You had to bring in Zegzi to score the second goal. What do you have to say about the team, the lack of goals? Do you believe you need to do things differently, or is there going to be like tactical switch?
No, the first step to score goals is to create chances. We are doing that. We scored 2 goals today. In this competition, we can score. So it's something that is different from, for example, Premier League. So we have to continue to do the same things and to improve the final third. So we are improving. If you look at the team, we are improving the way we play football. So we will improve also in that area. Again, if you look at the past of this team, we will always. Maybe last year, we have always negative numbers in the difference of goals. So we need to change that. It's really important to win matches, to score goals. But today we scored 2. So let's see next Thursday.